Jeep. A car without windows, a car for not pussies.
Hey Bobby, make sure to bring the surfboard. Guess what we're driving tonight? Mom, let me borrow the Jeep.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another Jeep build video. Today I'm going to be doing a few cosmetic things. If you guys didn't see my grill from Crew Christmas, you can go check that out in my Crew Christmas video. But today we're going to be focusing on these bland, boring looking stock door handles that come with the Jeep. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be adding a little flair to them. So what we're going to be adding is the aluminum door inserts here that I got on Amazon. I'll have the links down below if you guys are interested in getting some for your Jeep. They have all kinds of colors. So some of the things that you might need to install this is a small drill bit. You'll also need a Phillips head, either drill bit, or you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. Also going to be using some painter's tape and of course a drill. Alright, so the first thing, the drill bit is pretty long and I don't want it going into my door, so I'm going to tape off a portion of it so that I can see, kind of have a guide to how deep I need to tactically insert it here. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the door handle. They only go in one way, so it's pretty easy to figure out which way it goes. Then I'm going to use a piece of the painter tape here and wrap it up nice and tight so that it doesn't wiggle around too much, and I can go ahead and get my guide holes ready. Alright, now that I got that, I'm going to take my drill bit and I'm going to just drill it out. You make sure you get any of that extra plastic out of the way. I'm going to drill the other side, and there you go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is clean out the rest of that plastic. Then I'm going to switch over to my drill bit and put in the screws. I was hoping it would come with the black screws, and it did. I was hoping they wouldn't be silver like they were in the picture. Alright, next thing we're going to do is just remove the tape. Now I'm using painter's tape so it doesn't stick to anything, leave any sticky residue or anything like that. And it gives it a nice clean finish. Now let's jump over to the next one here in the back. We're going to get off a piece of tape. Tape this into place. Switch back to our drill bit. Drill out our guide holes. Now I'm drilling this just so I can make sure that the screw goes in straight when I end up putting it in. Alright, get those both drilled out. I'll switch back over from my drill bit to my screwdriver attachment here. I'm using just a quick disconnect so I can make sure I get that switched out. And I'll put a screw in both sides. You make sure you don't want to strip out the screw. And then you can just remove the tape. Alright, let's hop to the other side. Same thing, tape. Put it in place. Back to my drill bit. Drill it out. Switch back to my screwdriver. Put in my two screws. Remove my tape. And we're on to the next. Tape. Drill. And screw them in. Remove the tape. And on to the next. Now on the back, the area is the same as the door handle, it's just vertical. So I'm just going to get a piece of tape. Tape it vertically. Again, these only go one direction. They only fit in there a certain way, so you shouldn't mess it up in any way. Drill out my guide hole. Set the screws in. Remove the tape. And there you have it. So there you can see that one. That's a good looking one there. I'm going to let you guys see these up here. Kind of get an idea of how it looks. Crappy cloth handle here. They do make some better handles that mount up here that I think I'll end up getting. So it makes it a little bit easier, because right now I have to kind of like step up and into the floorboard before I can slide in, and that's kind of difficult. Alright, so as you saw in the last one, I had trouble with those handles, so I got some new ones. These are the Wild Boar grab handles. They're super sturdy because of everything you need here. The 2 front grab handles and the 2 rear, and it also comes with all the spacers and bolts that you might need. Alright, we're going to be using a 13mm and a 10mm socket, as well as a T30 and T40. I'm going to use a 3-inch extension and a socket wrench. Alright, another quick tip, you can always remove this part from the door so that your door will open a little bit wider while you're working inside your door. Alright, now I'm looking at the visor and there's 2 different bolts. The one that's closest to the pillar is the one that I'm going to remove. There's also one right here in the pillar, another 13mm bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on there and start undoing these. Alright, got the first one out, and I'm going to move to the one in the pillar. Alright, so I got both those out. Now I'm going to put in the bolt and just kind of see the direction it needs to go in so that I can make sure I don't cross thread it. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put the spacer on, the smaller spacer here. And I'm going to line up the bolt and kind of get it started by hand. These were a little bit difficult, but once you get it, you kind of figure it out. And this is the larger spacer, I believe. And the smaller spacer goes up here on the top. So you run the bolt through the spacer, make sure it's lined up with the bolt that goes into the visor. And then I'm going to get it started by hand. Once you get them started by hand, you can just get your wrench with the T40 and tighten them down. Alright, once you got them tightened down, give it a little bit of a torque. Make sure it's good and tight because people are going to be grabbing onto it, pulling themselves in and out of the Jeep. So you want to make sure it's nice and tight. Alright, we're going to jump over here to the driver's side. Over here on the driver's side, you want to make sure you're not using the wrench too hard so you don't hit your windshield and break that. Now there is a hole between where this comes out, so you want to be really careful when you get it out, making sure you don't drop it down inside the hole. Alright, up here on the top, it's going to be a little tough to see, but you're going to get the one that's closest to the pillar again of the 2 13mm bolts that are up there on the visor. Alright, so once I have those done, I'm going to test this bolt to make sure it goes in there right, kind of see the angle. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the T40 and I just have it on the extension, that way I can kind of use it as a screwdriver to kind of get everything started. And then once I get it started, I'll switch over to my ratchet and tighten everything down. Alright, get it good. Again, you want to make sure they're torqued down pretty tight so you can put all your weight on them trying to get in and out of the car. And there you have it. There's the front ones. And I think they look pretty good. Alright, here we are on the back. Up in the top, right inside the door where the speaker is, there's the 2 screws. You're going to take both of those out. I believe they're 10mm screws. There's one. And there's the other one. Okay, and then these bars are just going to fit straight up in there. Again, I'm using the 3-inch extension. This one, I believe, I had the T30 bit on for these smaller bolts. But I'm going to go ahead and get them started. And I just use that again like a screwdriver. It just makes it a little bit easier instead of having the whole ratchet in your hand. Then after I did that by hand, I tightened them down with the actual ratchet. Alright, then I'm going to jump over to the other side, do the same exact thing. Going to remove the 2 bolts. They're pretty loose, so it wasn't too hard to do. And then I'm going to place the bar in place. Tighten them down by hand first. and then I use the ratchet to cinch them down nice and tight. And there you have it. There's the back bars. I think they look really nice. It's definitely a good addition. And then I'm going to put all of my extra bolts inside a baggie and label them Jeep handles so I can keep up with that. There is a little bit of a ding in that door on the passenger side, as you can see. But other than that, the body is completely straight. Alright, so what I'm going to try here is something I saw on YouTube. Now, as you can see, I have that door ding right here. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to heat it up with a blow dryer. And I'm going to just really heat up the area. I think I held it there for 3 to 5 minutes. I don't know. I held it there quite a while. Really trying to get the metal warmed up. And then after I did that, I went ahead and I took some compressed air in a can. I turned it upside down and I sprayed on the area. That way it makes it cold really fast. And it's supposed to help pop the dent. Alright, so I did it a few more times. I put the heat on it and I blasted it with the cold. And I think it helped it a little bit, but for the most part I don't think it did that great. Here's kind of a look at it with the light on it. And then again, there's a reflection of it with the light turned off. And then here it is outside. You can still kind of see it, so I think I'm gonna have to take it to a paintless dent removal place and try to get it fixed. The next thing I want to do is take off these grill inserts and spray them with a clear coat so that they don't fade with the sun. Alright guys, come help me out. Come check out my GoFundMe if you guys want to drop a few bucks in there. Help me get the mods for my Jeep as I try to build it up to the exact Jeep that I want. The next way that you can help me out is over at Patreon. That way you can give monthly. If you want to give $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever that might be. You can also come over and check out my streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/thed20. You can also get some of my merch over on my Teespring. There's still Crewmas shirts up there if you're still wanting to get one of those. You can also check out some of my older designs. And the last way that you can support me is by liking this video. Leave a like if you made it all the way through the video. Helps me out a lot, gets it out to a lot more people. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have helped out so far. And we'll see you guys next time on some more Jeep videos.
Show up to your school, everyone says cool car, but really they're calling you a douchebag? Jeep. Find a pound of turkey deli meat? Jeep. You want to have no protection when you get T-boned? Jeep.
What's this? You're gonna see this video and be like, what the fuck, dude?